Hey YouTube, I'm Lisa and you're watching The Backward Glance. Welcome back to another What Sold Quickly on eBay video where I will share 10 items that I flipped within the first 30 days of being listed in my eBay store. Today is November 22nd, 2019 and all these sales are from the last week or so. It just so happens that this time these are all apparel related. That's what I picked up kind of recently, so that's a lot of what I sold. So if that's the kind of thing you're into, please keep watching. I also have a bonus item at the end of this video that didn't flip quickly, but we'll talk about it when we get there. So diving right into the 10 items, this first one is a pair of Air Jordans. These were called True Flight. I very rarely take the time to look up Nikes or Air Jordans that I see. I'm just not a sneakerhead. I don't know what's popular. I don't know what to look for. But every once in a while, I just do it because maybe I'm not finding a lot of stuff, which was the case with these. So I did end up looking these up and deciding they were worth it. I paid $6.50 for these. I sold them to a buyer who messaged me asking for a little better price for $40, and I was happy with that, and it took 7 days. I do end up putting best offer on almost all my items, but I wait for a little while. So I usually assume that I'm going to sell it for a little lower than I priced it at, but I give it a chance to sell it full price, just in case. Lately, I've been getting a lot of messages from buyers asking for a better price, and that's totally fine for buyers to reach out. So, just in case you're not aware of how to look these up, the style number is right in the middle of the tag there. This tag is usually on the tongue. Every once in a while, it's on like the inside side of the shoe. And so in this case, the 342964 is the style and the 040 is the color code. So if you enter that number into Google, it should come up right away with the exact shoe that you have. And if it doesn't, you need to be concerned that you might be looking at a fake. All right, this is a sale that I'm happy and not happy with. And the first thing is that I'm unhappy with my listing because I'm embarrassed to say that I spelled the name wrong in my title. These are Lucchese boots. Lucchese should have 2 C's and 1 S, and I spelled it with 1 C and 2 S's. And I'm super glad I didn't run an auction on these because that could really hurt me if I had spelled it wrong. So I found actually that this is a common misspelling of this boot, so it's possible that the buyer also spelled it wrong in their search, or just knew to look for it under this misspelling. At any rate, I again sold these to a buyer who messaged me asking for a better price. When I got the message, the buyer asked for $110 shipped, which brought it to like $92 and the 18 on shipping. I did end up making a little bit on shipping. And for some reason I thought I had listed these at 120 and went ahead and accepted that. Then I looked back and I thought, I don't know. I think I could have gotten at least 120 plus shipping, but I'm happy to flip them to someone who's going to love them and also get a bulky item out of my inventory quickly. So that's what I'm telling myself, but in the end I'm kind of bummed that I didn't wear these at least once. I priced them high thinking that at my first opportunity to rock these boots I was going to pull them down, wear them, and put them back up. Anyway, what can you do? This was a gorgeous pair of boots. I paid $23. That was at a consignment store where they were on 80% off. There is the name spelled correctly in there. And they did definitely have some sole wear. I think they still had a bit of life left in the soles and the heels. But the buyer even mentioned that she was probably going to take them and have them resold fairly quickly. So yeah, happy and could have done better for sure. And the spelling thing, that's all on me. Okay, Judy Blue. Never heard of this brand. It's a juniors brand. I know that because it's a size 5, and when you see those odd numbers, that denotes juniors. So I actually found 2 pairs of these a couple weeks ago. looked up the brand just because I wasn't familiar with it and saw that it had a great sell-through rate. Not super high prices, but that's alright. I paid $4.99 for this pair and sold them through offers to watchers for $26. That took 15 days, and here's the tag from the inside. I actually sold both pairs, but the other pair will be in the next video, but so that's kind of a nice affirmation that this is a brand with a good sell-through, that I sold both pairs. So depending what kind of profit margins you're looking for, this might be a brand that if you can get it for cheap that you would pick up. If you are looking to sell jeans for like 40 or 50 bucks, definitely not a brand for you. Alright, Dale of Norway. I was so excited to find this sweater, and it had quite a few flaws on it, so I bought it and listed it anyway. This is a great brand. They make gorgeous, beautiful wool sweaters. This one, as you can see, was missing a button. That was the obvious flaw. But it also had like pulled threads on the inside and like gaps in the stitching on the sleeve, so somebody needs to go in and actually do some repairs on this so that it doesn't continue to deteriorate on that sleeve. So I picked it up. I wanted it to go to somebody who would breathe new life into it. I put imperfect right in my title in big capital letters, and I got great feedback on this sweater already, so I'm glad that means that the buyer actually looked at my description and wasn't surprised by it. I paid $4.27 for this. I sold it through offers to watchers for $24. That took 7 days, and there are quite a few styles of tags for Dale of Norway, but here's one of them. Okay, this item, this was my picture, my front picture, whatever. So this was a Brahmin replacement crossbody strap, and I found this with the belts at a consignment store, and it was tagged belt $3.99, and it was 90% off because it had been there so long, probably because it wasn't a belt and no one was looking for it with the belts. So what a great deal. I ended up with tax paying 42 cents for this. Brahmin is a super expensive brand. A lot of their stuff is croc embossed, so I didn't mean to do that. That's kind of what caught my eye. I sold this in 1 day for my full asking price of 26. So 42 into 26 bucks, great flip, and somebody can put this strap on their Brahmin bag and is probably going to get a lot of use out of it, so that is awesome. Alright, Express Portofino shirts. I've talked about these before. I pick them up occasionally when I get them either on half off day at my thrift store or in the Goodwill bins where I'm paying by the pound, which I don't go to very often. This one I thought was a really beautiful color. I picked it up for $2.56. I sold it through offers to watchers for $15.50, and it took 8 days. And these almost always sell quickly for me, especially the ones with the prints. Sometimes the solid ones sit for a little while, but certainly not a high profit item, but it's like one of those dependable things that you can find in every thrift store. 3 or 4 of these Portofino shirts, and some people just love these and buy them in like a ton of colors and patterns, so they end up usually selling very quickly. Alright, Peter Millar Nano Luxe Easy Care shirt. This is the first time I've picked up Peter Millar in quite a while. I used to pick up the Summer Comfort polos. That kind of dropped off as far as the return on investment. Found these Nano Luxe shirts, thought that they looked nice, looked them up, and they had a pretty good sell-through rate. So I paid $3.41 for this one and sold it through offers to watchers for $22. That took 8 days. Here's the tag on the inside. And both of the ones that I picked up were large sizes, so this one sold first, and it is an extra large, and I also picked up a 2XL, so we'll see how that does. But I was pretty happy with that. And item number 9 here is my best sale, maybe my best sale of the month. I'm not entirely positive, but it's got to be either the best or the second best. So this is a belt by BB Simon. This was another thing that I picked up at the consignment store. They had this marked at $69.99 and I got it for 90% off because nobody had picked it up. So this was a belt covered with bling, genuine leather. Here were the markings from the inside. I didn't know this brand, but obviously you could just tell it was an item that was expensive. Some people had put Swarovski in their title. I don't know if these are Swarovski crystals or not. I tend to think that they were not Swarovski crystals, but they had that cool like AB Aurora Borealis coating on them. So yeah, really cool belt. Would love to find another one of these. I paid $7.39 for it at the consignment store. I got my full asking price of $120, and that took 4 days to sell. And item 10, and then we'll do our bonus. So this is a pair of Piccolino's boots. I really liked the just sort of slouchy look on these. I paid $11.61 for these at the consignment store, and that was with 90% off, so they had these priced really high for some reason. But I was okay paying that. Not the best profit margin, excuse me, but I'm still happy with my profit. I sold them for a best offer of $38, and they took just 4 days to sell, so that's great. Yeah, happy with that sale. Not a lot to say about that. Let me show you so you can see Piccolino's on the bottom there, and then they also had like this little tag up there that said Piccolino's if you're not familiar with this brand. This was my first time picking it up, I just don't see it very often. And item 11, the bonus item. If you've seen some of my videos, you might know that I like to share items that did not sell quickly, just to kind of balance everything out. Here's an item that I am super surprised I picked up, and when I sold it, I thought maybe I got that at the bins and paid by the pound, and then I saw what I paid and I was like, no, I probably got that at a regular Goodwill. I don't remember making the decision to pick it up. This was a Worthington skirt. I have literally never picked up that brand before. I know why I picked it up. It was new with tags. It was really pretty velvet, and it was a plus size. So I did think that someone would buy it for like maybe a New Year's Eve party, and then no one did, and I had it sitting until this year, and maybe someone got it for a New Year's Eve. Also, the pictures came out really disappointing because the color was like so rich, and velvet is just hard to photograph, which some of you might know if you've tried that. So okay, I paid $2.60 for this, so I'm guessing I got it on like half off day at the thrift store, and I ended up selling it for a best offer of $11 whole, and that took 13 months. So there you have it. I make bad choices, I make bad spelling errors, but everything's still working out pretty well. So thanks a lot for watching. As always, feel free to like, dislike, comment, or subscribe to my channel if these are the kind of videos that you like to watch. Have a great day.